Welcome back, all my free thinkers, to another episode of the Grow Rich, Grow Happy Crypto Show. Guys, in this video, and you probably already know about the purple glasses, right? We're going to be talking about XPR Network and Metallicus, but mainly Marshall Hayner. Why? Because I must say, I just listened to one of the most enlightening and educational podcasts that I've heard in a long time, guys. It was about an hour and a half, and it was with Marshall Hayner. He was on the Wharton FinTech podcast. And guys, truly amazing. Truly amazing. And it reminded me of something. And it reminded me of something I'm going to share with you guys, because it's something that I suggest all crypto enthusiasts, and especially if you're invested in any part of the ecosystem of Metallicus, XPR Network, you've got Loan Protocol, you got Metal Blockchain, Metal Dio. If you're in any of these guys, you really need to listen to that. Why? Because I learned a long time ago, when I first wanted to teach myself how to invest in stocks, I studied the best. I studied Warren Buffett. And one thing Warren Buffett said that took a lot of the confusion away when it came to investing in stocks. He says he never invests in companies, he invests in people. And I never forgot that, because the person that's in charge of anything, running a company, is who you want to pay attention to, because that's going to tell you how far this company can go and if you're going to be wasting your time with it. This is why I don't get into meme coins. He actually talked about meme coins as well on that podcast. Guys, it's really have to give it a listen. But anyway, to circle back, when I started learning and fumbling my way through crypto, I had to step back and make it a lot easier for me. And I'm talking to all my beginners out there. I had to make it easy for myself. And I said, okay, I need to learn this. And not only do I need to learn this, there's rug pulls and scams all over the crypto. It's bad actors out there. So I said, I need to study the people behind these companies or behind these projects. And when I first got into XPR Network, I started studying Marshall Hayner, because, I'm like, this is where it starts. And some of the things he talked about today, I knew, but there's so much I didn't know. But as I was listening to his podcast, the things that they was talking about, as they were talking about the past, it reminded me of why I'm so bullish on the blockchain and just blockchain and crypto, but really the whole thing that Metallicus is doing. He made it so apparent to me that I believe, and I'm going to post it down below, that if you guys listen to it, take notes. I took pages and pages of notes, because it's something I'm going to refer back to periodically, because he dropped a lot of gems, guys. He dropped some gems on some things that you might want to be investing in too. Not any financial advice, but that's what we're going to be talking about, guys. This is your first time here to Grow Rich, Grow Happy, guys. It's not by accident. You're here for a reason. I don't believe in accidents. It's a reason. The only thing I ask of you is smash that like button. It does wonders for the channel. It gets us up in that algorithm. And make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Hit that bell notification so that you don't miss a video. Guys, I'm not going to hold you up. I'm just going to start talking about this. So when I'm looking at a project for the first time, I like to know the people behind it. And not only the people behind it, but what are their qualifications? How long have they been involved in cryptocurrency? How long have they been involved in blockchain? I need to paint a picture of this project. So I've known that Marshall Hayner has been involved with crypto since 2008, back when Bitcoin came out. Bitcoin is really where he got his taste for cryptocurrency and the blockchain. Well, Then I learned that he created the first Facebook. What was it? It was a Facebook Bitcoin wallet where people on Facebook could get Bitcoin. We're talking back, guys, when it was $5. Imagine getting a Bitcoin for $5. He actually told another story too that I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about the entire video or the podcast on this episode because I believe it warrants another go round. Because I've listened to it now twice and I'm still picking out some things. You know how I like to do. But one of the things he was talking about, and I'm glancing down in my notes here. For those of you who don't know, and I know you guys have been following a lot of the videos I do on XPR and the Metallicus and Marshall Hayner, but this is for the new people. Stellar Lumens. Guys, he was involved with them before they even launched Stellar. It's actually the reason why he started Metallicus. That was interesting to me. So success has receipts. You hear me say that often, guys. When I look at his past, I see why he's successful now, but where it all came from. And this is why I believe that these guys got something special here, because he explained something. He talked about blockchain a lot, and he talked about why it's needed. And one of the things he made sure to say and explain is that blockchain is not meant to eradicate banks. They're meant to coexist. And he explained that and explained why. And I love this part. He explained why the XPR network and them, why they stand out from everyone else. Because back in when they first MetalPay and them linked up, when they first linked up with the banking, and I want to make sure I get this right. He said that they were one of the very few companies that already had relationships with banks, because the one thing they focused on that so many projects don't, he focused on compliance, being compliant with anti-laundering and things like that, that banks always look for, things that banks are worried about. These are the things that he took his time, their company, and they made sure we was going to do that grueling work to make sure we was very compliant, which is why they work with banks, or they're going to be working with the credit unions like they are, because they did all of the behind the scenes work that a lot of people don't want to do. So I love that. I love that because it showed me why they are in a position to get to where they're getting. Guys, another thing that blew my mind, and I don't want to give it away for everybody, but I know everybody's not going to listen to it because everybody's not that serious about this cryptocurrency. So for those, I am going to tell you a little bit. He actually wrote a crypto bill, and I won't spoil that to tell you, you know, how he went about, how that came into fruition. But he actually wrote a bill. And from what I understand, a lot of it is going to see the light of day with this administration right now that we have. And he says he's also working on something else. But guys, some of the major points I wanted to pull out and talk to you guys about. He was explaining that when it comes to blockchain, you have to keep an open mind. He said he is not a maximalist. You know how on this channel I always tell you guys, do not be tribal about your crypto. Everybody is here to play a role, except meme coins. Well, that's just me saying that. But he actually spoke on meme coins too. But he says he's not a maximalist. He believes it's more about blockchain technology than it is one specific project. This is why I diversify, because I see how everybody, you know, comes together. And I love the fact that he really talked about that twice, why I thought that was extremely important. But let me show you something that, well, tell you something that I really loved about his interview. And this is a visionary trait. Back in 2014, his grandfather, he talked about he's very fond of his grandfather, who used to work for Merrill Lynch. And he said he gave his grandfather a $30 Bitcoin, and he told him, do not sell this until Bitcoin reaches $100,000. And he said, of course, his grandfather was like, Marshall, I'm worried about you. And he says, you know, don't, because his grandfather is very, almost like Warren Buffett. I need to be able to understand this, else I'm not going to invest in it. And it was one of those things where his grandfather felt that if you have to teach everybody how to buy this Bitcoin and hold it in a secure wallet or any type of hold it on your wallet, then it's not going to be successful. And then that's when Marshall was like, well, I'm going to be the one to teach people how to do it. Long story short, circle back around when Bitcoin hit $100,000, he said that's actually the day that his second daughter was born. And his grandfather gave him a call and said, you did it. So the lady, the host, she said that her host, Sabrina Fady, she said, asked, did his grandfather sell that Bitcoin? He said, actually, no, he actually has multiples of Bitcoin, because I guess his grandfather made him a believer way back before it hit 100,000. And I guess he started buying more Bitcoin. But again, to say something like that and to speak it into existence, something I believe and something I always teach you guys on this channel, it showed me why I believe in not only everything that the XPR network and Metallicus are doing, but the person who's behind it, Marshall Hayner. It's the person. You invest in people. And I was, you know, the whole time I'm listening to it, I'm like, yeah, my money's safe, because this guy is passionate. It's not about the money. It's not about how many millions he can make. It's about truly taking something like cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, something he's so passionate about. And you got to be passionate about it to be in it for like 2 decades, to be so passionate about it, to make everyday ordinary people's lives a lot easier without them being manipulated by bad actors out there. And they talked a lot about bad actors. Another thing he talked about, guys, I guess in 2014, he came out with something called QuickCoin. And guys, he's been in this game a long time. But here's the thing he said about meme coins. He says that meme coins, he doesn't see anything wrong with meme coins, but he says something that I've been warning this channel about. He says that coins like that, he believes, are going to go away, because in his words, he says, if there isn't some technology aligned with these projects, then every good project that does not evolve, if every good project that does not evolve with technology and into something, I guess, greater with the community, then it's not going to be a space for it. So I look at some of the meme coins out here, and I'm not crapping on people's meme coins. I just don't want people putting life savings in them for something that the only thing it is cute. So he made it a point to say something about that. And I listened to that and I said to myself, well, he's in a position where he knows things. He knows things. And when he said that meme coins will go away, I felt that, because that's something I'm seeing. I'm seeing it happen right before our eyes. It's the reason I don't hold any meme tokens. But in keeping the video down, because I will revisit this. Last thing I want to talk about, he says something about Dogecoin. And he said that he didn't want to give anything away, but that Dogecoin, there's some things coming for Dogecoin, because you know he loved Dogecoin. He actually worked with that as well. And to some of you out there now saying, well, how is he crapping on meme coins, yet he loves Dogecoin? Well, Doge is evolving into something else. And he said what it's evolving into is going to surprise a lot of people. It is definitely one to watch. I immediately jumped over and I looked and I said, oh, okay. I looked at where the price was. Now, this is not financial advice. He's not telling you to run out and buy it, but he said he is in a position to know what they're doing with Dogecoin and the part that it's going to play. It's going to surprise a lot of people. And I'm just going to add my little bit. It's going to make some money. So it's one of those meme coins that is like, I always thought Shiba would be one too, but we know for a fact that Dogecoin is going to be one. So all in all, I just think it was a phenomenal interview, and I know I'm leaving out a ton because I got a ton of notes here, but I just want to jump in and kind of let you guys know this is out here. This is something you should listen to, especially if you're someone that's down in the comments. You're always talking about, you know, what's the big deal with XPR? How high do you think it's going to go? That's a loaded question. It's one of those things where you look at the person. And I got to say this, look at the people behind it. Listen to that 1 hour and a half, where they, you know, find some time to listen to it. Find a quiet spot. Do like I do. Get a note pen out. Take a long drive somewhere, or just let it play. And I believe you cannot listen to this podcast and come away and say, yeah, I'm selling that. I believe you're going to listen to it. You're going to come away and say, how can I get some more? Guys, with that, let's jump over here. This is the last part I'm leave you with. I want to jump over here. I want to check out some prices here. We got XPR network was down a lot further than this today, according to something I was looking at. But anyway, right now it's showing at 4.8% down. Definitely a great point for me to grab some. Again, I don't care what no one else does. Metal blockchain is one I'm still looking at, and you look at where that's at right now. The 7 cent guys, what they're doing, the stuff you're gonna see. And we're gonna jump over here to Dogecoin as well, which is going for 17 cents now. I look at all of these guys. These are the ones I've been, you know, just listening to it. I wanted to check them out again, and actually, this video is longer than I really wanted it to be, but I felt like I really need to prime you guys up for what you're about to hear in that video. All my serious XPR people, all my serious investors and beginners out there, I know you're going to take me up on this and you're going to listen to it. I'm curious what you guys think. For those of you down in the comments who've listened to it already, I would love to know what's some gems that you found in that interview. And Marshall can talk. The dude can talk. He knows his stuff. He's very confident, and I love he's not afraid to tell you what he believes is coming, and I love that. We're like kindred spirits when it comes to that. Anyway, to the next one, guys. Let me know down below. Man, I'm telling you, great day for crypto. I'm out.